got my microphone. I'm back. So, look, I'm here with a purpose and intention now. Okay. I've always had the intention to share my story in hopes of helping someone else to solve a mystery in their life, as far as what's going on. And okay, like that made sense. What sis said, let me see if I can apply this to my life to make it better. Like, honestly, that is my mission, is to help us all to live a better life. So, with that said, I want to do a series on relationships. Let me tell you how serious I'm about this. I done took notes. So, let's get into it. Okay. All right. All right. I am back on our relationship series. So, the first relationship that is up for review is the relationship to self and where trauma comes in. Because I want to get to the root of this so we can understand how to get out of it. Okay? All right. So, and I have to give this disclaimer. Everything that I share is my opinion. Okay? It's based on my level of awareness, based on my life experiences. Okay? So take what resonates, leave what does not. Do not try to make it fit. I've done that. It only fucks your head up even more. Okay? Okay. All right. So, relationship to self. I believe that our relationship with ourselves is created from how others treat us once we are born, right? So we're born, we have two parents, and based on how they treat us is how they help us to see ourselves, right? And so, thinking from a trauma standpoint, okay, how trauma gets started, right? If that parent neglects you, then you'll likely neglect yourself. It's not absolute, but it is possible, I'll say. I'll replace that with possible. If you are neglected as a child, then likely you're going to neglect yourself because that's how you were treated. If you were unheard, you know, then you're not going to be able to hear yourself, because these patterns and these habits, they form because, oh, I'm a fresh palate. So I'm taking everything in as a newborn, a child. I'm taking everything in. And okay, so when I talk to her, she ignores me. Okay, so I'm going to ignore myself. Now, this is, I feel, on a spiritual level now. Like, this is happening in the magic that we can't see. It's just bad situations and experiences that evolve into other things that just to this day blow my mind. You know how I could feel unheard as a child, and it equates to me shutting off my voice, which it makes sense. It does, it makes sense, but I just never had was able to perceive it that way, until I came onto social media. I didn't know that I had blockages in my throat chakra, until it was just certain things that I just felt so limited to speak about, like with real fear, but that's explainable through other traumas that we see people who look like us go through, but we can save that for another time. So basically, we adapt to the way we're treated and create that in the way of how we treat ourselves. Okay. And so through those traumatic experiences, hey, mama. All right, I'm back. I had to relocate. But so it's through those traumatic experiences that we have, when we are young, when we are in our parents' care, our grandparents or caregivers' care, is that we form some of the patterns in how we treat ourselves, right? Because the flip to that is, growing up, I was taught, you know, what I feel is good hygiene. You get up every day, you brush your teeth, you wash your face, you shower, you cleanse yourself, make sure everything's smelling right. Um, Let me see what else. I learned good habits of like cleaning for meditation. Like my grandmother, she kept a good house. So I learned how to do that from her. My mom, she got up and went to work. So I learned how to, work and get money for what you want. Like you learn these patterns and things of how to take care of yourself. Some good, some not so good, you know. So, the way I see it, to kind of wrap things up, being on the other side of my trauma now and looking back over the whole span of my life, it's worth it to observe yourself, your habits, your patterns, and how you treat yourself first. Okay. We often put the focus outside of us because, in all honesty, that's what I feel like has been ingrained in me from the beginning, to take care of everyone else. Take care of everyone else, take care of everyone else. So I didn't have time to look at myself. So during these last like 4 years specifically, I've had time to really look at myself and go through every part of me with a fine tooth comb. And so I've been able to get things out, like other people's voices and projections and telling me what I should and shouldn't do and all of this stuff. Like, I've reviewed everything and I then got rid of the garbage. I continue to, purge old shit, old energy, but it's worth it to sit with yourself. Like, close off as much of your world as possible so that you can really see you and what's going on, because you may be suffering more than you know. You may not be as happy as you think you are, or maybe you do know and you don't know how to find your way out. But I'm here to tell you, my friend, you're going to have to be brave for you, because ain't nobody coming to save you. You're going to have to save yourself. So, to start that off, start with your relationship with yourself. How do you feel about yourself? Where's your self esteem? I'm working on a blog post right now. I keep you posted on that in regards to self esteem and what it's rooted in and how to recognize it in your life, because esteem is how you feel about yourself. So really sit with yourself now, friend, and ask, how do I really feel about myself? All of it, the good, the bad, the ugly. Write it down. Journaling is a great way to help you sort through what's going on in your heart and your mind. Okay? Sit with yourself. Take time out. Say, I'm going to take a year to start, to get to know myself. And if I find that I don't feel good about myself, what am I going to do to change that? Because you owe it to yourself. You owe it to yourself. You owe yourself your love, your like, your humor, everything great about you, you owe to yourself. Give it to you. Okay? Give it to you, and you'll see things change in your life. But everything that's wrong in your life is showing up because you want more attention from you. All right. So listen, I'm going to come back tomorrow. We're going to start talking about relationships with others. And I'm going to get more specific about relationships with partners, with parents, with children, and everything, because I want to continue breaking these generational curses. And in order to do that, we have to have the conversations, these very hard conversations. But what I know is you got to go through it to get through it. And in there, we find so much hurt and pain, but there's also some joy in there too. It's for us to have. We just have to be willing to go in the darkness to get it. And the thing is that if we go together, it makes it easier, because I'm sharing. And what I share helps you, and what you share helps someone else. So before I go off on a whole nother thing, I'm going to go. But just know that you are loved and you are prayed for. So don't nobody think about you, because I do. And I pray for you. I send you love. I send you light. And I send you healing. And I hope that you can receive it, because I only send it out when it can only serve your highest good. All right? I love you, and I'll see you tomorrow. Okay. So before I go for real this time, real quick, I want to tell you that I wrote a book. Yeah, I wrote a book about all of this stuff, about healing trauma and self-love and emotional intelligence and everything, to really help you in your spiritual journey, to really help you on your desire to live a better life. So go to my website. I'm going to go ahead and leave some information and put some stuff up, but go to my website and make your purchase and get started today. I'm telling you, it's really going to help you to develop a better relationship with yourself and give you guidance for healing the trauma that you suffered. Okay, friend. Love you.